So the assignment status means let me just open that, and you have to give me a what do you say, open, honest feedback. Otherwise, I won't come to know. So let me open. Uh, Tell me this 3.1, creating a cube. Anyone needs help? See, you have to tell me like this. I'll tell you. If you say even one out of 200, 230, whatever says that okay, we need help. We can solve it together and do that. So you need help. So should I solve this? Okay, fine, fine. So I got the answer this. So anyway, I was going to revise it from the point of constructor chaining, but let's solve that and then talk about constructor chaining also. So then I want to ask you about 3.2 because the first one itself, if you need help, uh, offset question. Okay, Ankit. So now it is ahead of topic. Now don't say I'm starting with 3.1. So somewhere we will also reach that offset question. So wait. Okay. So now understand the requirement. Everyone has understood the requirement, I guess. User comes into your shop and says, I want to order a cube. So when you say cube, cube is the three-dimensional box having all the sides same. So how many arguments are you going to accept from user, or how many arguments you expect from user? Tell me, is it one or is it three? Of course, it is one. Correct. So here, what will you say to client? Enter a side of a cube or give me the dimensions of the cube. And there are different ways, 10 different ways you can solve it. You can say here double side equal to sc dot next double, and here you can call your earlier constructor new box side comma side comma side. But I'm saying that is not a correct way of dealing. The idea about constructor, the concept of a constructor is to be able to initialize the state of the object in a specific manner, user defined manner. So let me ask you, can you add okay, let me ask you as a revision question. What will happen if you don't add any constructor to the Java class? Compile time error, runtime error, none of above. Answer is nothing will happen. And like somebody said, a default constructor will be automatically supplied by your Java compiler. Everyone clear? So that's your first thing. Now the second question. What is the job? I mean, if you use default constructor, what will be the state of the object initialized to the default values or to user defined values or user supplied values? Answer is all default values. So as an example, can you tell me what is a default value of a Boolean? Boolean guys, Boolean. Those who are saying false are correct. Boolean has false as a default value. What is that for? Char, byte, short and int and long? Because it is the same answer. What is the default value of char, int, char, byte, short, int and long? Somebody saying 0.0, wake up. It is not a floating type. 0 is a correct answer. What is that for a float? 0.0f. And what is that for a double? 0.0. What is the default value of reference type of a variable? Anyone? Null. Absolutely correct answer. Okay, so keep track of it. So the point I'm trying to make is, if you don't add any parameterized constructor, the state of the object will be initialized to the default value. And since we don't want it, we add user defined or we add the parameterized constructor. Now the next question. Can you add a single, can you add only one parameterized constructor or multiple? Single or multiple? Answer is multiple. What are they called? Are they called as overloaded constructors or overriding constructors? Answer is overloaded constructor. I have not told you about overloading versus overriding. That we will approach in polymorphism. But just know the term. They are called as overloaded constructor. Next question. What should be the name of the constructor? Anything or specific thing? It has to be same as class name. What is the return type of the constructor? No explicit return type, but implicitly what constructor returns? The current object reference. Are you understanding? So if you say box, it will return you a box type of reference. Today I'll give you new assignment. Let's say employee or student or bank account or point or something, I mean. So it will return that particular object reference. Okay, so it returns implicitly corresponding object reference, but explicitly doesn't even return void. Next question. What is it? Yeah, so we talked about parameterized constructor. So what is that overloading? Listen to the question. Can you add two parameterized constructors having the same method signature? Method signature means the method arguments I'm talking about. Answer is no. That will cause the ambiguity. Are you getting me? But can I add multiple constructors with multiple method signatures? Answer is absolutely yes. Okay, so that was the background. Now, since I'm not entering the IDE, I'm quickly creating today's folder structures, and in a short while we will enter ID and we will be there till end of advanced Java. Okay, same ID will continue. Only thing is when I take you from core Java to advanced Java, we'll change the workspace. So, but that is much later. We are just beginning with core Java. Okay, so we have day 1, day 2. Let me create. Those who are working parallelly with me can continue, or if you don't want to work parallelly with me, you can just sit back and understand the concept part here. Your choice totally. Which are the two subfolders we create is SRC and bin. Okay, now, so I'm not wanting to write the whole thing again. So see what I'm taking is only the box class. Or okay, I can make box as well as create box. I'll rename it. I'll just call it as, I'm renaming it as test box. So whatever, or test box functionality, I said, okay. And focus on the, sorry, it is going to open in VS Code. Just open it in Notepad. So now focus on the question. User wants to order a queue. So what is it? You are supposed to tell me, because I have discussed it thoroughly in the other Saturday lab. So what is it we have to add for creating a queue? What should I add here in the box class? Additional, no. What is it? No new state. Additional constructor. Are you understanding it? So here, we had written this already. No, we had not. So here we are adding. So here, add overloaded constructor to initialize state of the queue. Okay. So see, always write a comment. Comments tell you what is to be done, and then the implementation becomes so easy. So get into good programming habits right from the early days. Okay, so you know this. Currently, I'm not giving any access specifier here. So when I don't supply access specifier, listen to the question. Who all can call, who all can access this box class constructor? Classes within the same package or from anywhere? Answer is classes within the same package, and currently I'm not changing the package. That will come later. Okay, so box, and how many arguments should I add here? One argument. Let me call it as side. Okay. So this is your initial constructor. Now, we could have written it in different manners. So I could have written, and explained all of this, width equal to, what is it? Depth equal to height equal to side. So tell me, if I use this, will it work or will it not work? Of course it will work. Are you understanding it? This is 100% a working solution. But what is bad about it? What is not so good about it is this functionality of assigning the values. We have already done it earlier. So what is the point in repeating ourselves when we have the code ready? Are you getting me? So this is a completely working solution, but not so object oriented. Okay. So here we enter constructor chaining. So tell me, what is the meaning of constructor chaining? Anyone? Constructor chaining in simple, I don't want to essay. Yeah. So one constructor calling another constructor of the same class or a different class of the same class, naturally. Everyone gets me? So here I'm keeping it under comment so that, you can compare. So which is the keyword for calling from one constructor to another constructor, which is the keyword in Java? Keyword is the same. This means corresponds to everything from this class, current class, and then followed by the parenthesis. So now answer the next question. If I write here like this, compile time error, runtime error, or none of above, think and answer. Don't just blurt out the answer. If I write here like this, compile time error, runtime error, or none of above, answer is compile time error. Why compile time error, guys? Because which is the constructor you are trying to call? Default constructor. And the moment you supply your parameterized constructors, is default constructor still supplied? Yes or no? Answer is no. So this will definitely give you compiler error. You got me? Best is, try it out whenever you get a chance. But I don't want it anyway. So now tell me how to call. See, now one constructor means this constructor wants to call. No recursion. You are wrong. I said already compile time error. So where is the question of recursion coming in? So here, now this constructor has to call the second constructor, queue-based constructor has to call the first constructor. Then what? So you think like compiler. So what is the method arguments? How many arguments I'll have to pass here? 0, 1, 2, 3 are your options. 3. So here, what is this option? We want to create a same dimensional, same sized cube. So it is side, comma, side, comma, side. Okay. So this is an example of constructor chaining. Are we all clear? Okay, 100% clear. I will check your clarity immediately. We should always go ahead from where you were yesterday, right? So here, I'll give you additional. This I thought runtime. So here, listen to this. Let's see. Okay, I'll give you the requirement. The requirement is, the task is, or the problem statement is, I want to create, not user. User because user may not require it. I want to create a box initialized with all their sides, all the dimensions to, let's say, -1. So create, I'm putting it down in piece of paper so that you get a chance to think and reply. Create initialized. Initiated is my short form for initialized. Okay. Next time onwards, initiated. Create initialized box with all of the sides set to -1. You will say, why you are doing this? What is the point? Point is your understanding. Is it a practical? Does it have any practical use case? Absolutely not. So don't ask me use case. There's no use case for that. But this will tell me whether you are there or not. Anyone wants to tell me. What should I do for this? I'll give you choices. Should I add another constructor or should I write a method? C for constructor, M for method. Guys, participate. Participation is very important. People are saying method. Correct answer is constructor. You want to create a initialized box. The moment I say create a box, of course, you can write it using a method. But the easiest way to create a box instance is what? A constructor. Okay. So here I want it using a constructor. So can I add yet another constructor here? Can I add a multiple constructors in the class? Answer is yes. So now start telling me. This is your box and you have to tell me how many arguments to pass. I'm asking you about this constructor. How many arguments to pass here? I'm looking at your answers. Correct answer is 0. Guys, I have told you, I want it all default, hard-coded, initialized to -1. So what 1, what 3 you are talking about? Nothing. And can I write can I write it like this? Will this work? Yes or no? Always think in code and apply to the concept. Of course, it will work. But aren't we repeating ourselves? Dry. Do not repeat yourself. So even though it is a working solution, I don't like it. So how about you tell me the solution? You tell me a good solution, clean solution. No, box side -1 will not work. No, I want the full syntax. Yes, absolutely correct. Gaurav and Rishikesh. Here, somebody said this -1, -1, -1. Guys, you are stretching yourself. Can I say here, this, sorry. Let's see. Because, this is giving you more chance, one more chance to understand the constructor chaining. Okay, so here, let's say, when I call it, this is of course nothing but your constructor chaining. Okay, so let me give the numbers. Okay, so this is, suppose I'm calling it as the first constructor. This is what I'm calling it as a second constructor. And this is what I'm calling it as a third constructor. So, we are on the same page. So anyone wants to tell me when I call usage, let's have the usage. So as an example, from the tester, how will I call this? Box P1 equal to new box. Okay, so stay with me. If you call from the tester, means test code, where your client code is or your application code or the driver code is. Suppose I call this. Can anyone tell me which constructor will get called? First, second, or third? Guys, why you are making mistake when you say 2 and all? Guys, you are still not getting it, which is very easy, which is surprising that you are still giving me wrong answers. How many arguments am I passing here? 0. So why you are saying second which requires 1 argument? Okay, so clear yourself. Don't make such mistakes. Okay, so the answer is this will call the third constructor. Where the control will go? Control will go to this -1. Okay, so now tell me this -1 will call which constructor? First, second, or third? That answer is second. Okay, maybe you meant that. I don't know. So now the control will go to second constructor because it is all done by the matching of the arguments. So now at this point, it will go to which constructor? Tell me. It will go to first constructor, and this is where your width and depth and height will be all initialized to -1. Now this constructor returns. This constructor returns. Control comes here, and this constructor returns, giving the client a box initialized with all sides of -1. So what is it you have formed? Nothing but the chain of constructors. This constructor calling the third one, calling the second one calling the first one. So now tell me, are we 100% clear on the concept of a constructor chain? Is it clear? The whole idea about writing one more was to explain you in detail the constructor chaining. Great, good. So now let's write that in the create box, test box functionality. Oh, sorry. Open with test box. Okay, here. And I'll just keep that scanner instance. And rest of the things we had already discussed, and also I'm not rediscussing and spending time because we had done the revision in the lab session also. So this much it is. So now give me a cube. So for cube, how many inputs you're going to ask to user? Everyone knows that. So this part people I think have understood. So let me not waste your time. Okay. And then here I'll say box. Let me call the variable name itself as a cube. And here new box. And user is going to give you a single dimension, only one side naturally. Next double. And just to confirm, have we really created a cube at all? So if I want to print the dimensions, you know, we have got a method already, which says, I'm just giving the others as cube and cube dot. The name is get box dimensions. Are we 100% clear with the tester code? Nobody having any doubts, nobody having any ambiguities. And since we said we created the other one also, I will say initialized box. Initialized box means default. Okay, let me add a word. Default initialized box with the dimensions of all -1. So here is equal to, type the RHS please for me. Tell me, what should I write? I want to call that default initialized box constructor, which initializes the box dimensions to -1. Anyone wants to type out the RHS? Type out the RHS. Absolutely correct. So here, new box and 0 arguments because we are not creating. Is it a useful box? Absolutely not. Useful only for understanding constructor chaining. And here we are confirming just once again so that the concept is all clear. So here I am saying default initialized box. So you'll know what we are talking about. I hope everyone has understood the naming convention. Stick to the naming convention, guys. I've said it so many times. So let's try compiling and running. So when I say compile, you should always go to SRC. So here I'm into SRC. And you know, I just have to compile the tester javac-d /bin, and I've not put it in the package. So I'm just going to do this. And when I try to run this Java test something, so user asking me what is the side of the cube you want. Suppose I say 12.5 units. So tell me, is our cube-based constructor working correctly or not working correctly? Is it working? It is working. And is our default initialized constructor also working correctly? Answer is very much yes. 100% clear so far? Everyone? No questions, no ambiguity? So now let us solve that next objective, next this. Every day I won't get time to solve each and every assignment. We can do it in the lab session, but this was really important, so I'm taking it before we go any further. So this was the next one. So here I had explicitly said, here you can't solve it using a constructor. Constructor's job is to create the object with some initialized state. So see the problem statement. So the problem statement was, you had to add a method in a box class to check any special care to check while chaining. You just have to call it appropriately and don't cause recursion. No other care, Girish. So here, so you are adding. Now all the other questions, related questions, please ask me in the lab. Already I'm spending a lot of time in revising and solving all the assignments, okay? So extra questions, please note it down. If there is a very interesting and very urgent question, ask me here, or of course in the lab session, each and everything. Anyway, so add a method. So we had discussed this already. So how are we going to say two boxes are equal? If and only if their widths are same, all dimensions, depth is same and height is same. So here, you always think from the tester code. Okay, so here, ask the user to enter the first box dimensions, second box dimension, and then you have to write a method which will compare the what do you say, dimensions. But dimensions are private, so you cannot compare it from what? Compare it from your tester. So that is why I asked you to write a method in the box class. I hope everyone has written. If not, write it with me. Write it with me means you help me to write it. So I'll just take this as a comment. Please write commented code always. Okay. So add a method to the box class to compare the equality of the two boxes. Since it is working on the box type of features, we are pushing it, we are adding it in the box class. Okay, so tell me, what should be the return type? First, you always design the method declaration, what is to be done, and then you write the implementation. So of course, it has to be a Boolean. Then you can write whatever method name, suitable method name. Don't call it as ABC or test or whatever. So here I'm saying check equality. And now for checking whether two things are equal or not, for comparing, how many objects you require? Answer is 2. But how many arguments are you going to pass? 1. Why only 1? 3 is wrong answer. Somebody said 3. Wrong answer. Here, 1 argument is sufficient. Why? Because 1 is, see, you are already inside a box class. So 1 comparison is this current box and the other one is the argument. So here you pass. That is why I have written the variable name as another box. So, okay. So we come to this. We write, we have this method declaration, but no definition yet. So now tell me, if I call, I'm just telling you, if I call for an example, as an example, B1 dot check equality. We are going to, by the way, draw the memory picture of this after this discussion is over. Okay, so be ready to draw the memory pictures. Equality B2. Anyone wants to tell me what will be the value assigned to this and what will be the value assigned to another box? I've asked you this question, but I just want to repeat it when you are fresher. B1 is going to be this, absolutely correct. And what about another box? Another box is going to be B2. Okay, and I will make later the important statement. In Java, everything is passed by value. Whether it is a primitive type of a variable or whether it is a reference type of variable, a copy is made. But that's a little heavy statement, so currently ignore. We will come back to it in 5 minutes. And that is when you will understand that the whole thing you will understand with the memory pictures very nicely. Anyway, so going ahead. So I already have current boxes dimensions. Anyone wants to tell me, how will I access current boxes width? Anyone wants to tell me how to access current boxes width? Absolutely correct. Current boxes height and depth. This dot height, this dot depth. Now the next question. Is it compulsory to write this dot width or only width will suffice? Only width is sufficient because there is no, when do you require this dot keyword? When there is an ambiguity between local variable name and an instance variable name, right? So, but for your clarity, I'm going to write it. Okay, so understand all these statements. So we can do it with if else condition and all. Yes, implicitly, exactly, Madan. So here we are going to write, in one line. If you want, you can write if else condition, your choice. So return. Now I'm comparing this dot width with, this is your equality, logical equality operator to another box. So another box dot width. And similarly, and I don't want unnecessary. If this itself is different, is there any point in comparing height and depth? Answer is not. Okay, so that is why I've used the and operator. So now let me just copy this. If I make mistake, tell me. I have yet to change this. Okay, So all I'm changing is the instance variable names. And here, this height. Okay. So this is it. Once again, I'm saying here, there is absolutely no need to mention this keyword. It is completely optional or implicitly added. Then why I have added it? Only for your understanding. So that later when I draw the memory diagram, your understanding should be clear. Okay, so whether you write this or not, output will be the same. It will work in the same manner. Have I done it correctly? Depth is depth and height is height. Yes. So this part is we modified in this. Now let me open our tester and check that. So let me just enter first box dimension, which is width, depth, and height. Actually, I should write it in full form. Just now, I'm not doing it. So which constructor now I should call? The first constructor having 3 arguments, second constructor having 1 argument, or 0 args constructor. Of course, the one with the all 3 arguments. So let me call it as box B1 equal to, have I used B1 variable anywhere? No. New box, next double, and the same thing for all 3 dimensions. Okay. And here, let's do the same thing for your another box, which has to be compared. Enter second box dimensions and box B. Are we completely clear so far, guys? No ambiguity? Because what we are going to do now is going to be interesting with the memory pictures especially. So here, and then I just have to say, whether you say if else condition and all, it is all fine. I'll just make use of ternary operator. So here I'm saying system.out.println here, and here, if you don't know ternary, I mean, you must be knowing, but you can revise it here. So ternary operator can be used only when there is a Boolean condition. So anyone wants to tell me how should I compare the equality? Which is the method we have written? That method you have to call. So what is that method name? Check equality. I already have this. So I'll simply use it. Okay. So here is what we have. So check equality. So tell me, what is it going to return? A Boolean. So what is the ternary operator syntax? Question mark. If it is, what is it? If it returns true, that means all dimensions are same boxes. Or I can say same, just for the sake of it. And then there is a colon. So here, if it is false, what does it mean? Are the boxes same or not same? Answer is not same. That is different. If you don't want to use this ternary, see, ternary operator is not my, immediate requirement. I want you to understand how to call this method. So if you don't use ternary, how will I write it? If B1 dot check equality B2, you don't have to say double equal to true, only that much. Then print SOP, same, else different. So whether you write it in one line or not, doesn't really matter. Everyone clear so far? 100% clear? With or without ternary, your call. I'm okay with either. Only one yes I got. How about others? Are you understanding it? Okay, great. So now let's try this much. Have I called it? Yeah. So let me just compile this again and run this. That was an earlier one. Now we are entering the first box dimensions. So if I say 10, 20, 30, and if I say the next box dimensions 10, 20, and 31, what is it you expect to see naturally? Simple question, simple answer. Of course, it is different. And if you give the same dimensions, Of course, it is same. So tell me, everyone clear with the method check equality and its invocation, its testing? Okay. But that was not my point. Of course, I mean, it was one of the points, but the better point is memory picture. So open your writing material or whatever. So I'll just copy this. So that, you understand it right when you are fresh early in the morning, what is happening. And that understanding, trust me, is really important. So this was your box, I mean, the code in the tester. And I'm writing for your understanding the method also. So that, the code and the whole thing is kept together. Is everyone clear? This is your tester code and this is your method which we have written. Now let's start solving it properly. And when I say memory picture, which are the 3 areas you are going to draw. Don't write the code. Code is already with you, or I'll be sharing. I can send it to you anytime. Okay. So this is what is the code part of it. And let's start drawing. The memory areas, stack, heap, and a method area. When I say stack, this is corresponding to your main thread ka stack or main threads stack. I'm not drawing the separate stack frames and all. Becomes little complex to draw. Okay. So now your participation begins. So I'm starting with this. Okay, I'll give some values here for your understanding. So suppose I gave the first triplet as 10, 20, 30, and the next one I gave it as the next one here. Suppose I give it as again 10, 20, 31, something. Okay, so now this is a revision also, and this is going ahead also. Okay, both the jobs I'm trying to achieve. So please tell me, when suppose you are calling this line as the first time in your main method, will RHS get executed first or LHS? Of course, RHS. And if you are calling the box class constructor for the first time, will directly object get created or will the class loading happen first? Of course, the answer is class loading happens first. So show it correctly, guys. So which is the class we are talking about is this all you have done. But there is a small point which is still to be cleared. So this is your box class information loaded in the method area. Now you are expert in drawing the memory diagram. So just draw it even without my help, 10, 20, 30. So let's draw a box type of object in the heap, the first box object. I'm not talking about the earlier ones, the cube and all, leave aside, focus on the requirement. So first is the class pointer, and then you have the values such as 10.0, 20.0, and 30.0. Do this on your own. You don't need anyone's help for that. Take this class pointer pointing to box class. And what is the variable name I've used? B1. Okay. Assign it to B1. So what does a new operator return? People, okay, a lot many questions I got about the steps. I'll repeat the steps again. If it is the first instance, class loading happens first. Then when you call new, sufficient memory is allocated in the heap, dynamically allocated in the heap to allocate the class pointer and the state of the object. It is all the state members are by default initialized to default values, which is 0.0. And then constructor is called, which will initialize all these values to whatever you have supplied. And now the new operator, new operator's functionality is over. And what does new operator return? The address, okay? Address of the object. And what is it we are storing it in? What is it you should draw on the stack is B1. Are you getting me? So this B1 is it a primitive type of a variable or is it a reference type of a variable? Answer is reference type. Class type, array type, or interface type? It's a class type of reference. So B1 is pointing to this particular object And from class pointer, we can call all these methods, constructors, and everything. So I'm sure this memory picture is clear to everyone. So quickly draw the next one also. Now I'm not drawing it in sequence, but you understand that much. So what is it? I said 10, 20, 31. Okay. So give the three things. Here you should show. You must have already drawn 10.0, 20.0, and let's say 31.0. Okay. And of course, the class pointer is an instance of the same class, right? So class pointer pointing to the same loaded class, and B2 is referring here. 100% of you clear? No ambiguity so far, no question so far. Okay, this is our starting point. Now let's understand something which will tell you, which will explain the statement. In Java, everything is pass by value, or simply said, a copy is made. And then I'm going to get solved in the lab session all those parameter passing example. I mentioned it as one of the objectives, but I don't know whether anyone solved it. But that kind of a thing will get it done in a lab. Anyway, so continue. Now, very, very important discussion starts. So don't do anything parallelly. Focus here. So when I say focus here, let's say now, these lines are executed. Now let us try executing B1 dot check equality B2. So this is the line, this is the method I'm executing. So now tell me, visualize mains stack. Which was the stack frame on the top of the stack? It was belonging to the, okay, this code we have written in a main method. This code we have written in a check equality method. So I have a question for you. I'm going super slow over this so that everyone understands. I said, till you were in the main method, which was the stack frame on the top of the stack? Give me the name of the stack frame. Of course, no, stack frame. Guys, stack frames belong to each and every method invocation. The belonging to main. Yes, B2 and all are wrong answer. Okay, now the moment this fellow means main is calling this method, whose stack frame will be on the top and which stack frame will be pushed below? Okay, forget it. Tell me the stack frames on the stack, top to bottom. Which will be on the top? Quickly. Check equality followed by main. Excellent. Everyone with me so far? Now this is the memory picture. So in short, these variables B1 and B2 are method local variables. In whose stack frame? M for main, C for check equality, main stack frame. Okay, so they are no longer accessible. Now comes the most important statement. Okay, so hear me. Anyone wants to tell me what is the data type of B2? Is it a primitive type or is it a reference type? P or R? Let me see what you're saying. It's a reference type. Absolutely correct. Class type of reference. But I'm saying Java doesn't care whether it is a primitive type of reference type. It is pass by value. In simple words, a copy is made. So copy of this reference variable is made and that is passed to another box. Means what? Write it properly. So here, which is that implicit assignment which will be done is another box is equal to B2. Guys, this is a very important discussion which tells you the concept of pass by value. So it is a reference type of a variable. What is reference type of a variable holding? Address of the second box. So that has been copied into another box. So anyone wants to tell me, now you show your understanding. Where should I draw another box? In stack, in heap, or in method area, SHM? Where should I show another box? Still people are saying method area after discussing it for such a long time. Guys, this is a method local variable for your check equality method. How can you say method area? Show it here. I'm changing the color. because it is a different stack frame. So show here another box. Okay. Now, should I show a newly created heap, or is heap shared across multiple threads and all this? Heap is the same, stack frames are different. So tell me, when I say another box equal to B2, what is it? Is it copy of objects or is it copy of references? Copy of references, exactly. So tell me, where should I? So contents of B2 are copied into another box. Means what? Another box will start referring to, tell me which one? The first box or second box? Answer is second box. Absolutely correct. So draw it accordingly. Okay. So this is your another box pointing here. Okay. Currently B1 and B2, are they accessible while you are in this method? Answer is no. Absolutely not. Now, another one. You have this also. So, which is this? The invoker object reference. So, can anyone tell me what is the value of this? Or this will be pointing to what? So, I'll just, for your understanding, I'll mention here this. Anyone wants to tell me? This is going to point to what? The B1. Okay, it will get the value. So, it is implicitly, this is equal to B1. You write it if you don't understand it. So, it is this, sorry, equal to B1. That is all copy. So now, where should I point this to? This should point to, okay, just a second. I'll just reduce it so you can see it properly. So this should start pointing to, show it properly to your this. Okay. So I hope you are understanding. All we are working on is the copy of reference type of variables. So now you have, okay, let me ask you, which two variables are accessible in this check equality? Your choices are B1, B2, this another box. Pick up the choices. Is B1, B2 available? No. This and another box are accessible. These are your method locals. You got me? Now the whole story is clear. So here, this dot width. When I said this dot width, go to follow the pointer. So 10.0 is getting compared to 10.0. All good, fine. Then 20 to 20, all good. But 30 is not equal to 31.0. So can anyone tell me, what will this method return? True or false? It's a now easy one. Of course, false. So that's not important. I mean, that is important, but currently that is not important. Now, the method called return, oh, sorry. The method returns. So I'm saying now the method returns back, the call returns back here. So tell me, which should be gone from the memory? Is box class gone? It's a yes or no question, quickly. No, it's not gone anywhere. It is still loaded. Are the objects marked for garbage collection? When the method returns, is any of the objects gone for garbage collection? No. But what should you show? Gone from the stack? Tell me, B1, B2, another box or this? Answer is another box and this. Because this method is returned, guys. There is nothing which is method local which is available. That stack frame is popped out. I go into such depth so that, you know, first week in Java is so important. Based on this, you are going to do so many amazing things. Anyway, so going ahead, now I'll just use another color or something. Or okay, here. So imagine that this is gone. Okay, I'll use the line. So when the method is gone, this is gone, this is gone. But when these references are gone, because they are popped out from the stack, how many objects are marked for garbage collection? After the method returns, 0. Because there is a copy of references, original references, which are still pointing. Are you getting me? And that is how, or that is what I meant by copying. So whether it is a reference type of a variable you are passing, or later I'll take an example of primitive type, it is all pass by value. A copy is made and the entire this is how the entire internal working happens. So think about it. If you have a major confusion and all, of course, the whole day we are going to talk about such things and much more. So I will definitely solve all those parameter passing examples with you, but in the lab session. But after you have solved this, maybe you will understand it right away. I'm saying maybe. Are we suitably clear about the working, internal working? Think about it, and we have the lab session to recap each and everything, whatever I said or whatever you did not understand. Okay, now let us solve the next functionality, and now it is time to go to the today's concepts. Otherwise, we never reach. But the one last thing I'm taking and then going ahead. Somebody had asked me that offset dimension method was not clear. So let me first, and this also, by the way, will give you a chance of understanding these internals once again. That is why. So 3.4 and the rest thing I'm not taking. But this is the last thing we are solving here. So here is my explanation. What was required? The required was user had already ordered for one box with some dimension. Let's say 10, 20, 30. I don't care about dimensions. Now user comes back to me and says, give me a new box, give me another box, give me a freshly created box. But this time, is user going to give you the set of dimensions or the offsets? Tell me, D for dimension, O for offset. Offset is a correct answer. And using those offsets, you have to create a new box. So original box is untouched. That is already there. That is already given to the client. And one more box has to be returned to the client with the offsetted dimensions. That was the question. So to explain that, I had given you this also. So here you have to write a method because constructor will not help you. Constructor height won't help because once again you will have to write a constructor with additional dimensions. So thought of writing a method. So here I'm asking the client to enter the offset from whatever dimensions, original box dimensions. This is where you will be passing the offsets. Width offset, depth offset, height offset. And you have to write a method, some method, which we will write together in a minute, create new box, which returns you the newly created box with the additional offsets. So think in numbers. Suppose I gave the first box dimensions were these. And suppose these were the offsets mentioned. I want another newly created box having width of 10 plus 5, 20 minus 3, and 30 minus 4. So tell me, is the question clear? Solution may not be, but is the question at least clear? Is the requirement clear? So let us start writing it. So here, open your box Java if you are doing it parallelly, or otherwise you can do it in the lab. I'll just copy that question here as a comment. So whenever you go through this in a revision part of offset is, you don't know the word English meaning of the word offset. Offset is shifted from the original point. That is, so change from the original point. So if the width was in the original box was W, then W offset means that much of the additional modification is offset. Shifted from original is the offset. Okay, here. So this is a thing. Add a method to the box class to return a new box with the modified okay, if you don't like the word offset, forget it, modified dimensions. And how much to modify is what you are going to accept. And okay, you start dictating instead of me wasting time. What should be the return type of this method? Quickly. It should be box type. Okay, so return type is box. Is it going to alter the existing box or is it going to create a new box? A for alter, C for create. Create. That's why I always give the appropriate names. Create new box. And what is it you are going to accept? How many arguments are we going to accept? 3, which are 3 modified values. So double I was looking for this, but offset is the standard what people use, so I don't want to change it. This is the modified value. Modified value means how much to modify. Okay, so here I'm just having the three different offset values: width offset, depth offset, and the height offset. Okay, so now tell me, the moment I say I want to create a new box with this, what should I use here? What should I? Some of you, one of you had sent me the code, but I want from everyone, not just 10 out of 200. What should I call here? The moment I say I want to create a new box, what should be called from this method? What should I call? A constructor. A constructor has to be called. So here, let's say box, new box. Okay. I'm purposefully using these names because soon we are going to understand it from method, from the, what is it called, memory picture, and then move on to today's concepts. So here, I'll write the RHS, new box. Anyone wants to tell me which constructor you want us to call? The first one, the second one, or the third one? Let's see what people are saying. The first one. Third one is a wrong answer, okay? So three arguments and the first constructor, very right. So now, am I going to say, I'll write something and you tell me. Is it correct or wrong is what I'm asking you. I'm making all possible things so that the initial days are very this. Have I given the correct this? Correct or wrong, right or wrong? It's wrong. You are creating a box with the values which are given as the changing values. So this is wrong. So what should I do? What should I do here? So here, you are going to pass the offset plus the current box dimension. And step back for a second. That's why always I write the tester part. When you, no, not this. Wait a second. The assignment. You are going to call it as, where is that thing? You are going to call it as B1 dot create new box. So can anyone tell me what is this here? What is going to correspond to this here? This means the B1. So here, if I say this dot width plus W offset. So tell me clearly, what is the value of this dot width? What does this correspond to? Current boxes width. And then the modification. Are you getting me? Again, the same question. Explicitly, do I have to call this? Or will it be called? Will it be used implicitly? Answer is it can be used implicitly. Then why I'm writing? Only for your understanding. Okay. And now once I write it, I hope people will understand. Current depth plus the offset plus the modification, and current height plus the height offset. Are we understanding this totally? Is everyone clear so far? So you are creating a brand new box which has original box's dimensions plus some modified value. Similarly, original depth plus offset and height plus offset. But here now, okay, important question. See, okay, I'll just modify something, okay? Suppose I make it void. See, this is how you understand things in Java. I mean, this is how I take it in Java. So if I say void, void means what? The method doesn't return anything. Are you getting me? I am going to come to the original one. Give me a minute for understanding. Void is method doesn't return anything. So now apply your understanding. You have created in the stack frame of create new box with this line, how many objects and how many references? This is all together connected concept. I'm just revising you totally. One reference, one object. Absolutely correct. Now be clear and tell me, when the method returns, which of the following will happen? Option 1. New box reference is removed from the stack. Option 1, that was. Option 2, This box object is marked for the garbage collection. Option 3, both of above. Option 4, none of above. Take the call. Answer is both of above. Absolutely right. Guys, see this. This is the third trigger of garbage collection. See what is happening. Visualize the memory picture, which we will draw in a minute. You are very much creating a box object inside a method. But the moment method returns, the stack frame is going to be popped out. So that new box is going to vanish, is not going to be there. And then how many references are kept or remaining for this box object? 0. And the moment the number of references reduced to 0, what happens to that particular object? It gets marked for garbage collection. So are you understanding some things? I've given you in that readme or the notes regarding GC. One trigger was explicitly nullifying all the references for the object. Other trigger was reassigning the reference from one first object to second object. So the first object is like marked for garbage collection. And this was the third trigger. So what is that third trigger? Creating the object in a method and not returning the reference to the caller. So this poor object which is created in the method does not have any valid references the moment method returns. Understood something or lost? I'm waiting for the response. Understood? Okay, there could be, 5%, 10% understanding, no issues. We are going to spend similar amount of time, but in the lab session. So tell me, do you want this newly created box or do you want it to be garbage collectible? Answer is I want this box, right? And that is the reason we never added the return type as a void. I want to return this reference to the caller. So this is your practice of writing the method which returns the reference, and the earlier one was which passes the reference. Both you have to be, good in writing. So that is why we said box, and naturally now I'll have to say return new box. Can you combine these two statements in a single line? Of course, yes. I could have said otherwise, return and directly new box. But I did not do it because I want to draw the memory picture with you. Okay. So tell me, is this method super clear? Absolutely clear, crystal clear. Here we are going to write a method, memory picture in 2 minutes, but after testing. Okay. So now come to the tester part of it and let's call it. So let's see here. I'm coming to test box functionality and here I'm asking the user. I already have that in the problem statement. I'm saying so that I don't waste time. So here I'm saying okay, see the problem. See the thing. Enter the offsets from the first box dimensions. So I'm taking width offset, modified width, modification to be done in width, modification in depth, and modification in height. And then all I have to do is box, let's say B3, because I have to assign it to this. And here I'm going to say B1 dot create new box. And what I'm going to take is 3 offsets, 3 changed values, 3 changes in the values. Change values is the wrong statement. So in short, they are all doubles. Okay, so settle on this. You settle on this line. In the meantime, I'll write the next one. I just want to call the method here. I just want to confirm whatever we have done is correct or not. New box dimensions. Sure, I'll say. So be honest with me. Honest as in open with me, because otherwise I'll not know you. I'll not know what is happening with you. Are we clear with these two lines also? How we have called the method? Is it also clear? Okay. So some values will be, but let's test it without wasting your time. And have I saved the box class also? Yes. So let's, anytime you make any changes, of course you'll have to compile, recompile. So test box functionality, then changing to bin, and then we will test this. So this was already explained. Now I'm saying first box dimension something and 20. Okay. Second box dimensions. Of course, they are going to be different. Now focus. This whole part was discussed already, so don't use this. So here now the new box is going to be created from as a with reference. The reference point is this box, and here I'm saying some values. Let's say whatever, I don't remember exactly something. So these are the dimensions. So what is the expected output? A new box should have 10 plus 3, 13, 16, and 28. If that works, then we can say that, okay, we got the correctly created box. So can you see this? The new box dimensions are the original dimensions plus the offset plus the modification. 20 minus 4 and 30 minus 2 looks fine. So is the code and the output clear to everyone? Okay, great. Now step back and understand it from the memory picture, and we'll move on to the next one. So just copy as before the code, important one-liner code, and solve it. I'll be sharing this, of course, as you know, as a whiteboard. So now I'll just draw a line here to indicate that is a next code sample. Okay, so let's do this. So this is the code, one-liner, and I'm writing for you the method code also. So, we can discuss it properly. So where is that my box method? And this is the method. So hopefully you won't have any ambiguity now. Okay. So this is your, above the dotted line. This is what is the main stack frame. And this was in the main method written. And this is a separate method in the box class. Okay. So this is our code. So I'll just draw and B1 first, otherwise it will be like out of, sorry. Other things I'm not drawing, only the relevant part I'm drawing. So B1 has been already created. It is pointing to our box, which has class pointer and some values, let's say 10.0. I'm just taking some random numbers. Point is important. And the class pointer is pointing to your box class. Okay, so this much should be clear. Now imagine the values which we are adding here, the offset values. Suppose user gives some values, I'll pick up some values. 3, some values. Okay, so now stay with me. Is whatever I have drawn, is it fully clear so far? There's no question in the picture, memory picture drawn so far? I hope answer is none. Okay, now see, it is the whole thing is method invocation, passing parameters, returning parameters, and all of that. So let me ask you a question. Hear the question properly. So these are the method arguments which you are passing. SC dot next double and all that. So can you tell me what is the data type of this argument? Your choices are primitive type or reference type. Guys, I don't expect an error at this point. What is the value SC? What does SC dot next double return? A double. Double is a primitive type of or a reference type. Primitive. So why you are giving me such horribly wrong answers? When we are going so super slow. So this is a double, this is a double, this is a double. So what is the type of the arguments which I'm passing here? Tell me loud and clear. This is primitive type. The type of the arguments which are passed to the methods are primitive. What is that primitive type which you are passing is double is the arguments. Everyone with me? This was a simple question. But I'm saying I don't care as in whether it is a reference type of a variable or whether it is a primitive type of a variable. Its copy is made. Okay. So let me see whether you understand my statement. So now see the control. The control comes from the, see, when you say this create new box, it is calling this particular method. So anyone wants to tell me what will be the values which will be assigned or what will be that implicit assignment done here? Anyone wants to tell me? You can give me just one example. See, I'm saying these values are passed to this. A copy is made. So what was the implicit word here? I should say W offset equal to what? D offset equal to what? And H offset equal to what? It's a pass by value. Copy is made. Of course, the values are, no, I did not just want the values. Okay, I'll write it for you, no problem. W offset equal to, it is passed by value 3. And likewise, what is that? D offset equal to -4. And the third one is H offset equal to -2. Okay, this is what I mean by pass by value. The value is copied. So now go faster. Already see the time. Okay, so now tell me this. The moment the main method calls another method, main stack frame is pushed below. So now what we are drawing is the stack frame of create new box. So tell me, where should I show this W offset, D offset, and H offset? In stack, heap, or method area? SHM. The stack, of course. Why you are saying heap? People are saying heap here. Heap is a wrong answer. Heap only objects are created, guys. Are these the objects or are these the primitive types? These are the primitive types. So how can you, sorry. So how can you see that? Okay. So show, since you are so confused, show here W offset equal to, I forgot the values, 2, I guess. Just a second. Huh? No, 3. 3 minus 4 minus 2. Wait a second. Do it fast. So W offset is equal to 3 minus 4 minus 2. I don't want to do it once again like 3. Show it fast. Another one. Depth offset -4. And what was that? WDH. H offset will be -2. So this is the copy which is made on the stack frame. Now go faster. Quick answer. When you say this, can you tell me what will be the value of this? Here, show this pointer. Now this is the reference. So here, when I say this, anyone wants to tell me? What will this refer to? Of course, B1. See here implicitly. So when you call the method on B1, here you can write here if you want. This is a copy of references. This equal to B1. So now here show this reference and show it pointing to the same object as earlier. Finish drawing this much. Is the clear? Whatever I'm drawing is clear. The B1 and earlier, now it is no longer accessible. Now we are in the stack frame of create new box method. Are we understanding it or not? This is the corresponding current box reference. So add that. Now solve your own code. Now solve the RHS. See, I'm here. Are you understanding where the control is? The control is here. This new and all that. So tell me, when this RHS is getting called, what should I show? Should I show a new box object or not? A new box object is created on the heap or not? Of course, new box object. The moment you say in the middle of night, you hear new, JVM has to obey you. So now tell me, where should I show this box object? In stack, heap, or method area? In Java, all objects are always created in what? In this thing, what is it? In your heap. So now draw another box. I'm again drawing it in whatever color. And here, what will be the dimensions? Of course, it will have CP. It will have now 10 plus 3, 13. Then now 20 minus 4, which is 16.0. And 30 minus 2 is 18.0. I'm writing the values also so that there is zero ambiguity. After that, I mean, I don't know, like what confusion can be there. And, so this is a newly created box. And what is the reference variable? New box. So anyone, where should I show this new box? Stack, heap, or method area? On the stack. What is the reason behind that? Because it's a method local variable which you have declared on this. So will it be available to main method stack, or will it be available to create new box ka stack? M for main, C for create. Answer is only for create. Absolutely correct. So let me show a pointer here, reference here. Give the name as new box. Okay. So here, and new box starts pointing to our newly created box. Are we understanding this so far? So new box is pointing to the brand new box, which is having the changes from the original box. Memory picture clear or not? Okay. Now the last line, and we are good to go. So now when I say return new box and the method returns, which of the following will happen? This stack frame is all popped out. Option 1. Option 2, this particular object is marked for garbage collection. Option 3, both of above. Option 4, none of above. Again, you are saying both of above. Guys, here I have returned this to the caller. So the correct answer is first option. So see this. Now method returns. Okay. So when the method returns, this stack frame is all popped out. There's no longer the stack frame. Stack frame is popped out, removed from the stack. So, but see this. Here you are equating box B3. Now read this. I'll highlight. Oh, sorry. This is the one which is the most important part here. Look at this. So what is it you are doing? Now tell me, where should I show B3? In the mains method stack or in the create new this stack? Where should I show? Of course, you should show it in, I'll change the color again to B3 here. And guys, last and most important question. Like how I said, it is passed by value. When you say return new box, what is it which you are returning? Are you returning the object or are you returning the reference? Answer is reference is getting returned, and that reference value is copied into B3. Means what? Means it is as if B3 is equal to new box. So again, is it copy of references or is it copy of objects, guys? It is copy of references. So now tell me, last question before this, what should I show B3 pointing to? To the first box or the created new box? Answer is created new box, and that is how you saw the changes. So you can remove this frame totally. You can see that this whole frame is discarded the moment method is returned, but not before copying the value of this new box reference into B3. So this is the complete explanation of passing the reference and returning the reference to the caller. After return the reference from create new box, the stack frame of create new box is destroyed. Absolutely correct. Well said, Pushkaraj. So this is more than sufficient time. And I'm not saying that everyone would have understood it 100%, not possible. But we keep talking about it all the time, don't worry. So, but that remaining discussion will continue in the lab session. And that is when I'll get all the things solved from you, testing, passing parameters. This is nothing but passing parameters, returning values and all that. Are you somewhat clear, at least 10% clear, everyone? Okay, so more than 10%, of course, it will increase over time. So this was as far as your earlier topics revision and all of it. Let us move on to the first topic. So here, understood constructor chaining. Yeah, so packages and the corresponding concept is access specifier. So let me open our README. That README I had shared on the day 2 itself. If you see your day 2 data, you will have that. So there is one README called as regarding packages. We said that, but I did it in a hurry. So I want to do it in a proper manner with you all. So start by reading this and we'll step into packages and continue. Okay, so package is nothing but a holder, a container, a collection of functionally similar classes. Later we can add interfaces, enums, and other Java types also. Then all this while, we were not writing our own code, our own classes into packages. From this point onwards, we will create it in a package manner. So why packages? For the grouping. Later means by the end of core Java, you would have learned, let's say, exception handling. Collection framework means data structures in Java. You would have learned IO, you would have learned threads, you would have learned something like database handling and all that. Okay, so do you want to write all these different classes? The one which is handling, which is talking to your database, the one which is doing the error handling part, one which is doing the validations, input output in a single folder and mix it up? Or would you like to go for separation? M for mix up, S for separation. What is it you would like to go for? Of course, separation. So that is when we will create separate packages. So one will be DB package, database handling package. All database handling code or utilities will be there. One will be your IO utils. There we will write all IO related stuff and likewise. That is what I mean. Next one. If you write no package statement, the default value of a package is anonymous, unnamed, no name. So, and that package maps to a particular folder. So you cannot add in the same package, same folder, the duplicate classes. You can't have test.class twice appearing. Whereas if you separate it into two packages, such as under P1, you have test.class, under P2, you have test.class. How will you differentiate? How will your JVM differentiate? JVM will differentiate it by fully qualified class name. So tell me, will it be recognized as test.class or will it be recognized as p1.test.class? I mean p1.test or only test? Of course, it will be package name dot class name. So one is identified as p1.test. Another will be identified as p2.test. This is what I mean here. And wait for a while. We are going to go through the entire chart of access specifiers and you'll see with package statement, you can have a better control over access specifiers. Then the next thing we had said was how to do this. Fine, packages are good. Packages are compulsory. But how to do that? Extremely easy. Just add the package statement at the top of the source file. And one source file, even if it has 10 classes and all, automatically they will be all part of your package, of the same package. Can package statement come multiple times in a single source file? Absolutely not. Where should be this package statement? Anywhere in the source file or at the top of it? Answer is exactly once, and that too at the top of the source file. You know that. And now most importantly, package names are mapped to, or packages in Java is nothing but a folder. So what is compulsory is, listen to this carefully. If you have written package P1 and under that class A, where should A dot class exist? You have SRC for Java, bin, under bin, there should be a folder P1 and under that folder P1 A dot class must exist. So this is compulsory. Otherwise, your JVM's class loader will not be able to load the class. And then the third thing which I said is for all the IDs what they do is they follow the folder names and the naming convention even under SRC. So we are going to do it in the same manner. So here, what is it we are doing is we are going to create the same folder structure under SRC. And if you have a package class, how do we compile? This part is the same. From SRC, do this. And then supply the name of the folder package. This is the folder separator. So slash and a.java. Somebody was asking me earlier, do you have to create the subfolders under bin? Absolutely not. Java compiler will automatically create the subfolder and place or compile your .class file and keep it there. So this is for the compilation. But now you have to execute. If it is a runnable class containing main, I want to launch it, I want to run it, I want to execute it. So here, how to launch package Java classes, change directory to your bin folder as always, and then you supply Java followed by, what is followed by? Fully qualified class name. What is the meaning of fully qualified class name? Package name. Should there be slash or should there be dot? What is the package separator? Dot. So package name dot class name. What is the folder separator? A slash. So this is all which we had said earlier. Earlier means just in brief I had said. So this is what we are going to do, but with a better example. So here, read this. I'll share these classes with you. Just give me a minute, okay? Functionality. Okay, read the problem statement. First read it and we'll do it together. I would encourage, if you have already logged in and if you're on this, you can do this with me also. I'm going to share box.java and this test box functionality on the chat in a minute. Okay, so what I want is the following. Can I have a single level package or can I have nested packages? S for single level, N for nested. Answer is nested. So before I ask any further question, can anyone tell me fully qualified class name of a scanner? Type it out. I'm looking at your answer. Give me the fully qualified class name of the scanner. Absolutely right. So java.util.scanner is a very right answer. So you can see the nesting here, which is the main package, main folder, Java. Below that, subfolder util, and below that you have a scanner class. So of course, nesting of the packages is very much allowed. So here we are going to place a box class under the package com.app.core. So what is this weird naming style? It's not weird, it's standard. Suppose you are working in a company called as whose website address is app.com. That is application development and .com is the domain. Okay, so typically the package names are done in a reversed manner. So I said com.app and box is the core class of my requirements. So I just called it as com.app.core. And the tester class I want to put it, that tester this. Currently, they were under the same folder, same package. So now we are going to place it in a separate package. If you ask me, why do you want to separate it? Here is the answer. What does a box class do? All box related functionality. What is tester class doing? UI, user interface, and the test cases, testing. So these two are not the common functionality. That is why we are separating it under two separate packages, two separate folders. So tell me honestly, honestly means openly, is the requirement and what I said so far clear? Okay, so here is the, those who want can do it with me. Otherwise, I'm going to give you a similar assignment to be solved in today's lab. So at that time you can do, your choice totally. So observe, if you are doing with me, you can start doing with me. Okay, sorry, before that, let me show you, let me send you this code. Give me a sec. I'm sending you. If you have your own box.java and that tested, you can continue. Or if you want it from my help, the one which we developed just now, I'm sending you that. So give me this. So we are in day 3, SRC box. I sent you box and I'm sending you that other thing also. So that, you don't have to waste time in writing this. So both the files I have sent you. You can download it or you can continue with your own code. Your choice. Now, let us create. I don't want to mix it up into next earlier one. So let us create a new folder, day 3.1. Please follow the instructions because this is the first and last time I'm telling you like this. After that, we are going to start with IDE. And trust me on this, IDE hides. Hides means does all these things automatically. So you never even know what is happening. Okay, so 3.1, create a brand new folder, guys. Otherwise, same things if you're not doing parallelly, I'll get it done in the lab session. SRC, bin. Okay, so I'll wait here for a minute for those who are coding along. So create a folder in your workspace, a brand new folder, and create two subfolders, empty subfolders, SRC and bin. Is anyone coding along? Is anyone working along with me? Because otherwise I won't wait. Some of you are working along with. Okay, some of you, couple of you are. Guys, when you build more and more confidence, you can. But don't feel bad. If somebody is not doing it, everyone will have to ultimately do it in the lab session. So it is purely your choice. Okay, so now here, let me bring this problem statement. And this is our today's whiteboard. So, I'll keep mentioning everything there. So now regarding the packages. So this is the statement I want to solve. It's the problem statement. I'm going to write it here so that even those who are not doing it now will get the clue. Just a second, I'll just change the, increase the size of the page. Okay, so focus here now. If this is the question asked, and suppose my original folder name is day 3.1. Okay. So which are the two subfolders we create always? Not us only, even IDs. They create is, one is SRC and one is bin. 100% clear? I'm first explaining and then asking you. So now, can you tell me, so bin will get compiled automatically and populated automatically by the compiler. We are here. So I have already shared with you box class and the tester class. So anyone wants to tell me what should be the folder we should create under SRC? And where should I keep my box.java? Okay, I'll repeat the question again. What should be the folder structure under SRC and to keep your box.java? App core is a very right answer. Okay, so here, this is what I'm going to do in a minute. So first I'm explaining. So what will be the subfolder you will create here? I'll just mention. So first subfolder name. That's why guys, folder names don't play with uppercase, lowercase or camel casing. Keep it all lowercase. Below that, which will be the subfolder? App, and below that, core. Okay, so this will be the folder structure. Okay, so below that, I hope this is clear enough. These are the names of the folders, and below that you are going to copy. What is it you are going to copy? box.java. So after writing, you're writing writing so much in detail, I hope there is zero ambiguity. And anyone wants to tell me what will be the first line in that box.java? What will be the first statement? Wrong answer. Import is a wrong answer. Package is the correct answer. I don't want package in the name. Yes, Anshumal, this I will have. So here, package name will be com. Now it is a package separator dot app dot core, and then after that, rest of the code. Are we understanding this? Next question. If you're not clear, by the next question, you will understand. Now give me the rest. Now I want the test box functionality under com.app.tester. So check. Under SRC, I already have com. I already have app. So here you branch out. Okay. So here we'll create a subfolder. What will be the name of the subfolder? Anyone? It will be, of course, a tester. So this is a folder. So tester. And below that we will store test whatever. And I hope. Now, what will be the first statement here? Naturally, a package statement, and it will be com.app.tester. And then we'll write the rest of the code is already there. Are you understanding this completely? Is the folder? Yes, of course, Nikita. What else? You did not read the problem statement. Read the problem statement. Place the box class under this com.package com.app.core. So what else it can be? Of course, it is a package name. It is a nested package name, but because I want to show you the nesting of the packages also. Okay. Are we clear here so far? Yes or no? Quick answer. So now create the folder structures as explained and let us put the classes there. Okay. So go to SRC. Don't go to bin. Bin folder structure, everything will be done by the compiler. So here create new com. Don't make spelling mistake, guys. Under com, create app. And under that, you're going to create two folders, com app core. So one is core and the other one is tester. That's why I have drawn the whole test. I have drawn this. Just a second. What I'll do is I'll save this whiteboard so far. It will get modified and send it your way so that if anyone is struggling with the understanding, they will have the clarity. No confusion, because this is a very, what do you say, important thing. I'm sending you the whiteboard also so that you can open that and you can refer and you can understand what is going on, so that nobody should get confused over such trivial things such as path and the folder and all that. So confirm. Day 3.1, SRC, com, app. It has core also, it has tester also. Finish doing the things. Finish creating the folders, those who are parallelly working with me. Okay, great. Now we have already written those classes. So just go to your day 3 and pick up from SRC box. I've given you those files, box and test box. So and put it under SRC, com, app, core. Okay. I've given you the whiteboard, so there should not be confusion. I just placed under SRC, com, app, core, box.java. And then I'm copying that tester also. So, com, app, tester, tested. I'll wait here for a half a minute. So what should it be? Check the path, check the folder structures. Under core, you have box.java, and under tester, you got test box functionality. Again, waiting for you to acknowledge. Some of you are doing with me. You told me. So I have to wait. Okay, great. Now what we are going to do is we are going to compile, and there will be tons of errors. And then we will sit back and understand why there are errors. And that will help you, that will give you better idea about packages, access specifiers, import statements, and whatnot. Okay, so now, I'm asking you a simple question. So now this I will just close because I don't want you to feel lost in, changing directory and all that. So a simple question, simple answer. For compilation, which is the folder I should go to? I should compile from where? From SRC. No, tester is a wrong answer. Guys, okay, so there's nothing like right and wrong. I can compile it from anywhere on the earth. But which is easiest? Easiest is go to the day 3.1, go to SRC and open the command prompt from there. Okay, so again, I'll wait. So you should be at, okay, those who said tester, I can manage that also, but unnecessary becomes complicated. So I'm doing it in the easiest manner. After the break, we are going to start, or maybe some little later time, we are starting with IDE. IDE does all of this. So here, what is the basic command? This part doesn't change a bit. You got me? So javac -d // bin means compile and keep everything under the bin folder. Okay, that's it. Now what should be the next thing? Can I directly say, oh, by the way, sorry, my mistake. What is it we forgot? I forgot something. What is it I forgot? We forgot putting those package statements, guys. Okay, so pause this, suspend this. I'll close all the windows. And I'm opening, otherwise, I'll be making the changes. So please open, my mistake, my bad. Day 3.1 SRC, com, app, core. I said that, but while creating, I forgot. I'll say this, open with whatever you want. And what should be the first statement before class box? Should be package. And should I use dots here or should I use your slashes here? Of course, dot. Com, dot. Don't make spelling mistake, guys. Com, dot, app, dot, core. So add that above the box class. And here, in the tester, open test box functionality. And before import, it should not be after import, it should be before import. It should be what? com.app.tester. I'm seriously telling you that this should not be confusing at all because I have given you in writing where should be what code and what should be the first line. Done with that? Completed? Okay. So now we are okay to compile because otherwise, confusion. So now tell me, can I directly say from here test box functionality? Answer is no, because there is no test class here. It is in the subfolders. So now please replace the packages by folder names. So com / you can just hit the tab. By hitting the tab, it will give you the clue. App here. Do you want to run the compile the box.java or tester? Answer is tester. So hit the tab again. Tester / tab it. I'm just saying tab it so that you don't have to type. So this is what is the what do you say? Invocation. First part the same. Then you supply the path and try this out. And like we said, of course, you will have so many errors. And when you solve these errors, then you are ready to move on to IDE after compiling and running, not till then. So everyone got all these errors? Everyone means those who are trying. Got couple of errors? Okay. So let us start looking at only one error, understand the error, solve it, and move ahead. That is how it is going to be. So I'm sure here the first error is going to be cannot find the symbol. And it will tell you from the test box functionality, whatever line number, whenever you are trying to access box is not found. Anyone wants to tell me the solution? Your tester is unable to find the box. It was happening, it was finding it earlier happily. Of course, you are right. But now box class is in another folder. So what is the solution? Import. Absolutely correct. This is how we are going to learn Java throughout. See the problem, understand the problem, fix it and go ahead. So next time you don't make the mistake, same mistake. New mistakes are fine. So here, where should I add this import statement? After the package. It doesn't matter whether you import scanner first or your own API classes first. So here I can say import, what is that package statement? com.app.core dot. Either you can say star if you wanted to say all, but currently I've just got one class there. So you can say this also. Again, waiting here for a minute. com.app.core box. Done. Is the import statement clear? Don't make the spelling mistakes, otherwise unnecessary, you'll still get that particular compiler error. So just do the importing of box class. Otherwise, how will compiler know from which package you are trying to use the class? So again, go back to your whatever command prompt, clear the screen. So you'll see which is the fresh error and all that, and try to compile it again. Go to the top of it and read the error message. Okay, that symbol not found. Is it there or is it not there? That box class cannot be found. That error is gone. Should be gone. But there is a new error now. So read it. Guys, compiler tells you in such a clear-cut manner. So you should not have a problem here. Anyway, read the error. I'll just be back in a minute. Read your first error only. Don't read further things. I'm so sorry for this. Okay, so tell me. The first error is, it is telling you in clear-cut manner. Anyone has commented on it? Exactly. You know this. Compile successfully. That is you have solved the errors. I'm not after solving the errors. I'm first after explaining the errors, guys. Some of you already might be knowing Java and all. I have to take care of everyone. Anyway, so box is not public, cannot be accessed from outside the package. So this is where we enter in-depth access specifiers. So rewind a little bit and open your box class. I mean box.java. Wait a second. I'll just open it in this point, small point. The moment you don't attach any access specifier, which is the access specifier given implicitly, it has to show the error. You are doing it wrongly. Individual problems, Madhuri, I will take it in the lab. I can't do it in theory session. We'll never finish. Yeah, so box public if it is, then, but when you type starting, if you are writing it, Yogesh, this thing in a notepad and all, it will not add this public at all. I'm telling you, don't use the ID for your own good. So when you don't add any this thing keyword, it is of course what? It is what? Default, and the meaning of the default is within the current package only. So this is where we step back and we understand all access specifiers in a table manner. And then we come back and then we will, fix all the compiler errors. If you're not getting compiler errors, that means either you have fixed them properly or without knowing you have fixed. I don't know really. Okay. So now we have time still. So in today's help, when I share, you will see again a lot of diagrams. So one is complete look at access specifiers. So please stop whatever you are doing. And because this is an important table, later if you want, you can draw it also. Currently, I would say don't draw it because it will take time and I've just got some 6-7 minutes before the first break. So here, what is it you are looking at? These are the 4 possible access specifiers. This is a summary table which will tell you in detail all possible things. And then hereafter you won't have any confusion. Okay, so private default, when you don't add any keyword, it is considered as package private. So that is your default, protected or public. So when you go down this y-axis, tell me, are you reducing the scope and a visibility, or are you increasing it? R for reduce, I for increase. Of course, increasing the scope. Okay. So now understanding these column headers is very, very important. I'm starting the topic now, but I will of course continue after the break. So here we are talking about, see how you read the table. I'm explaining it to you. Are private members accessible in the same class? What's the answer? Yes or no? Of course, answer is yes. Are you getting it? No. So we'll be drawing all this table. I'm going to test it for you, but after the break. So here, so this is possible. But now see the second category. You are in the same package, same folder, but a subclass. So you'll say, what is subclass? Subclass is nothing but a child class. So somewhere it will get related to inheritance, but later. So one is a parent class, one is the child class, and both of them are in the same package. So you will see, unlike C++, there is a keyword in Java called as extends. And later when I take you to the second step in object-oriented principles, which is inheritance, you'll know everything about it. So here, if you have a child class in the same package, can it access the private members? Absolutely not. Tell me, what is the scope of the private? Within the same class or outside the class? Answer is within. So the moment you step outside the class, even if it is a child class, which is called as subclass in Java, the scope is over. Got me? Next one. The moment you step outside, all this is not visible. But here I'm trying to explain the various scenarios we are going to build. So one is the same class. Then in the same package, we will create, after your break, a child class. Then you have the same package, but not related with inheritance. So independent classes. So that is the same package, but not a subclass. So till this point in time, we are in the same package. Now it is time to step outside the package. Which are the two packages we had created for our testing? One was com, app, core, and box class was there. And other one was com app tester, and there was a tester class. So now you have different package, some other package. One is P1, other is P2 maybe, and a subclass if it is accessible. And you have a separate package and not related, not inherited, no child, no parent, no relationship. So all of you have to understand this table something like inside out. And I'll try to explain. See, things with inheritance you may not understand immediately if you are a complete fresher. So that part I can take it again when we bring in inheritance. But tell me now, is the first row totally clear? Take your time and answer. The first row, private members, the moment you step outside the class, scope is over. Whether you are related via inheritance or whether you are not related. Whether it is within the same package or whether it is not, does not matter. So that's your first record. First row. Now come to the next scope. Next possible access specifier is package private is equal to no access specifier is equal to default. So now you'll understand with packages you get a better control. So tell me, if you have a default member, when I say member, it can be a data member, it can be as well as method. So it can be anything. So will the same class be able to access the default member? Of course, yes. Will that default member be accessible within the same package and a subclass as a child class? Answer is yes. And whether it will be available, accessible with a class within the same package, but not related by inheritance. There is no relationship. Answer is yes, again, because, wait a second, Rishikesh, I have not explained fully. Till I explain, I don't take any questions. So stop. So here, what is the boundary of a default access specifier? Anyone? Answer that question. What is the boundary of the default access specifier? Current package only. So this is your boundary. The moment you cross that boundary, your default access specifier stops becoming visible. Are you getting it? So the moment you step outside the package, will your default member be accessible to a child class? Answer is no. Will it be accessible to any class outside the package? Answer is no. Okay. So this is what is our current problem. What is the current problem? Now come to this. These two, public is very easy. Protected takes some time, but that becomes understandable with inheritance. So that later. So now come back to the problem. In 2 minutes, literally, we'll solve it and we'll take the break. So here, read it carefully. It is telling you first error, compiler error. Box class is not public, cannot be accessed from outside the package. So now tell me the solution. When I say tell me the solution, tell me, should I make any changes in the tester or should I make any change in the box class? Of course, it should be done in the box class. You're very right. So let me open day 3.1 SRC COM app core box. Okay, tell me the suggest the change. What should I do? So what is the current access specifier of the class? Default, package private, make it public. Just do one change at a time. I'm just stretching it by 5 minutes, but the idea is you'll get the whole answers. So public class box. Are we done? Has everyone done the changes? Just add the public access specifier here. And I'm saying, come back to the compilation, clear the screen and compile it again. It has to be done in the step-by-step manner. Otherwise, you won't realize the whole thing. So you will see definitely that again there are errors. Go to the first one. So now check what it is doing. So now that access specifier thing will be over. I mean, the class level access specifier will be over. And you read the error message. It is telling you no suitable constructor found for box. And it is highlighting that this constructor is not visible. And it is giving you the error message. Sorry. Okay, let's just further. Just look at this and tell me. Anyone wants to tell me? We have the constructor. Yeah, I've already got the solution. So guys, in Java, those who are fresher, I'm talking to them. In Java, if you make the class public, does it mean that everything inside, all the members of the class are public? Absolutely no. So, are we going to compromise on the instance variables visibility? Never. Tight encapsulation is always required. But now tell me, this constructor or the second constructor, other constructors, they are going to be used by the tester. Tester is the code outside the package. So in order to call the constructor, now you have to make the constructor also public. Okay. So see, why I'm not showing you protected because inheritance is not yet started. So make it public. And now don't waste time in individual of it. So make all these three constructors public. So here we are playing with private. What is that? Default, which is package private and public. But because my code is now getting access from the class outside the current package and there is no parent-child relationship, there's no inheritance between test box and a box, I had to make it as a public one. Made all the changes, made three constructors public. Do it at a shot, don't do it separately. And then finally, compile it again. Of course, there will be compilers, but the whole idea is see the error, understand it and fix it. Compile it again and you will see. Tell me, what is it you are seeing? Is it now cribbing for creating the object or is it having a problem with methods, with constructors or methods? So same logic is applicable. Just read. What is it you are trying to call is, you are trying to call, they give you so clearly. All you have to do is not panic and look at the error message one at a time. So it is telling you, gets box dimensions is not public. So how can you access it from outside the package? So tell me, easy question, easy answer. What should I do now to get rid of all the errors? You have to make these access specifier of the public, of the methods public. Why? Because the class to the code outside the package is accessing it. So last change and we are ready to take a break. So here, make the API. Don't compromise on the safety or the visibility of data members ever. But the functionality is for the rest of the world, for the tester, for the test cases. So here, where is my first one? So add the access specifier here. So 3 out of 4. The private, default, and public are getting explained here. Protected will be added little later. Okay, save it. So your constructor, your class is public, your constructor is public, and your methods, APIs. APIs means what? Application programmer interface. So you have written APIs for checking equality, creating new box, etc., getting the volume, etc. So you have made that also public. And here, again, try to compile it, please. And this should compile now. Earlier, somebody was saying this. Here, you should have the specifier. I mean, what is it called? You should have 0 errors. As everyone got, I mean, everyone means I'm not saying that you have to do it with me. Those who are trying. Is it error free? Okay. Now, last line before I take a break. You have to, I can't leave it halfway. So you have to now go to the bin folder in order to run it. So cd // bin. And now, what is the syntax now? Java followed by fully qualified class name. Anyone wants to tell me what should I type after Java? What is that fully qualified class name? I got the answer already. Absolutely right, Yogesh. So here it is. What is it? com.app. Don't make spelling mistakes here. Now this is a packet separator. So dot again. The test code is in tester. Test box functionality. And once it says enter side of the queue, you don't have to test it further. All you have, so this confirms that your code is, your package code is up and running. So this is where we are taking a break. Sorry for delaying it today. I mean, sometimes, I have to complete that particular thing. So that is the way it is. So reach this point or reach this point in the lab session, up to you totally. So here is where we are taking the first break. Think over it. And after we resume, whatever are the urgent questions or whatever things you are still not understood, other than protected, other than inheritance, I'll definitely explain. So let's have a break and we'll resume at 11:05.